Hello. My hair is very large and we are not drinking today. Uh, so I read another book that I didn't quite care for. A lot of these books are like punctuated by bad books in between them. I just can't wait to get to Artemis Fowl again because that last book, Time Paradox, was a lot for me. Black Honest Demon Hunter by Aubrey Law came out in 2017. And it's horror, dark fantasy, urban fantasy, and paranormal fantasy. I didn't quite get the horror aspect, but then again, I don't think I read the entire thing. I got pretty bored. There's a girl named Honest who was like the mortal daughter of a black witch queen, and she's not immortal, so her mom got rid of her. She killed her husband and shit. And Honest doesn't like her mom. I I got bored. uh yeah. I don't have a real idea. I didn't have a real idea of what anything was going on. Honest didn't seem to be a fun character. Later, I'm going to do a video about every single Assassin's Creed game, and it's going to be one video, and it's probably going to be at least an hour long. And at one point, for one of the games, I won't say which one, because spoilers. Oh lord, that part of the video is going to be so long. But your female character is not cool by virtue of her being the main character. That doesn't make her cool. Also, I'm putting nails on because, you know, sometimes when the world's falling apart, you have to be cute if you can't fix anything. Sweep! That series. The first book in the second set is called Dark Magick, and it's the fourth one. And Morgan has her mom's stuff, and she saved Cal from Hunter, who fell off of a cliff. Remember how in the last video I kept saying that because I had read this book series before, I remembered that Morgan ended up with Hunter, but I don't remember what caused her to leave Cal? Trying to burn her alive might put a damper on a relationship. Just saying. Hey babe, if I tried to burn you alive and said it was for your own safety, do you think that would put a damper on the relationship?
I mean, that'd certainly be a spark in the relationship, I'll tell you that much.
You think we could stay together after that? I don't think we could stay together after that.
I mean, your burning passion for me would consume me alive at that point, so...
I've decided that my boyfriend has no other mode other than good boyfriend mode, so...
Please don't burn me alive.
I won't.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
I promise. Hunter might be dead, if you remember, because I just said Hunter fell off of a cliff. He might be dead, at least at the start of the book, but, Bree isn't coming around either, her previous best friend from Cal. She comes around by the end of the book because, again, you shouldn't break up with your best, because that's what it is. You shouldn't break up with your best friend over some guy. And also, trying to burn someone alive might make me realize, I don't think my best friend tried to steal that guy from me, and maybe I shouldn't have been with him in the first place. I'll do my other hand in a second. I might have it done by the other video. I don't know. Yeah. Morgan keeps reading her mom's Book of Shadows. Cal's mom is super suspicious. I wrote down Cal's mom's name at one point, but I don't remember what it is, and I don't feel like looking it up. Morgan has two visions. One where she's stereotypical evil witch, and the other one where she's all happy and pregnant, which is nice. Raven, that other bitch who also wanted to sleep with Cal, she is controlling Bree through peer pressure, so that's fun. Yeah. Cal shows Morgan his, like, private magic place. That's where he later tries to burn her alive. Morgan doesn't like it in there. Cal says it's because she'll get used to it. It's just that it's, like, overwhelmingly him right now. When both of us were in college, I've been to my boyfriend's room. I didn't find the atmosphere overwhelmingly negative. I feel like if you go to someone's room, you get feelings from room. If you go to someone's room and you find the atmosphere kind of suffocating, I feel like that might be a sign. But whatever, at this point in the book, that's not important. But Cal is being kind of a dick. Do you remember that whole thing I said about how Cal wanted to go to Europe with her in the last book and like leave everything that she knows behind? Because that's not a red flag. Anyway, um, Hunter's still alive. He's hiding out at the magic shop that that Morgan likes. They do like a mind meld thing. It's not really a mind meld, that's the wrong word for it, but I can't think of like a fantasy version of it. They do like a mind meld thing where like they can see each other's intentions and shit like that. And we get it from Morgan's perspective, so she sees Hunter's intentions, but then afterwards Hunter also says that like he could see hers too, which is how they start falling in love. Yeah. Uh Morgan goes off on her own for a little bit. Uh, she sees Sky. Sky was Hunter's cousin. And then she sees Celine and Cal plotting shit because, if I remember correctly, uh, fucking Celine, that's Cal's mom, she wants Morgan's blood for something because Morgan comes from a very powerful line of witches through her mom, and her dad shows up later in the series. I do believe her mom is actually dead, but I remember her dad showing up and Hunter being like, it's not safe. But Morgan, being a person who was lied to about her adoptive parents, she wants to get to know him and she doesn't see anything wrong with it. I can't imagine that turns out very well, but I didn't read past book 7. I don't think I read past book 7, so we'll see how it goes. Because once I hit there, I'm completely in new territory. Um, yeah, I understand how Morgan went from liking Cal to, hating him. Because, as I said, trying to burn me alive might put a damper on the relationship. Anyway, the next book is called Legacy and the Queen. This is another book in the series that Kobe Bryant made, and this one's about tennis. Um, it's by Annie Matthews. Annie Matthews? Annie Matthew. It came out in 2019, and it's also fantasy sports fiction. Tennis. Um, the girl's name is Legacy. Uh, whatever. There's a really funny thing that Kevin Hart did on the Graham Norton show where he said that the way black people name their children is just by whatever they hear that becomes their child's name, in reference to the fact that Ice Cube's actual name is O'Shea Jackson, but they're not Irish. Just he liked the name enough to name his child, so his kid's name is O'Shea Jr. So Legacy lives at an orphanage, but she's not one of the orphans. Her dad owns the orphanage. It's losing funds, and she practices tennis, and she knows about Grana and Magick and all of that. And then she learns that the queen is holding a trial for one child to go to the Magic Academy for free. One of her children, like at the orphanage, I'm gonna call them littles. One of them says that Legacy can't abandon her dad, but like another one tells her that she should go. Like I like small children who are encouraging of their older siblings because they get it. They shouldn't have to get it, but they get it. Um, yeah, so she goes and she tries. She tries to do the thing. She wins the tournament and ends up going to the school. So that's fun. She meets a girl named Pippa, nice child. I think she's one of the kids who like gets bullied at the school, which is probably why Legacy ends up liking her. Um, oh wait, no. Yeah, I'm right. But the reason people bully her is because Pippa's life is perfect, so they don't like her. But Pippa's kind of an odd child. I don't remember why I thought she was odd, but she's an odd child. Yeah. Legacy's Grana is also light, which is very rare. That's cool. Um, I really should do these videos more timely so that I can remember the details of the books. But no one had a fun time in 2020, so I'm not going to penalize myself. Yeah, Legacy gets a new racket that's given to her by the queen, but she doesn't like using it because her racket, I guess, is supposed to be imbued with her magic, so she likes using that racket, and that's cool. Um, yeah. There's like another tournament thing that Legacy is able to win and get the money for the orphanage so it doesn't have to close. It was good. It was less cute than the Wizardnard series, but there's that because like the Wizardnard series, like yeah, there are high stakes for these kids because like this is their life and like you don't want to any kid's dreams to get crushed. But this book has like actual stakes. Like the queen, I believe her name is Scylla. She feels threatened by Legacy's power, and like Legacy, instead of declaring her loyalty to the queen, declares her loyalty to the provinces. Like there's actual stakes in this book. Um, yeah. And then I put this sentence: "My girl's name is Legacy. Black people be doing the most." I'm also not sure if her mom is dead. This is one of those books that feels like it could have a second one, but I wouldn't be angry if it didn't. The Wizardnard series is red. Legacy and the Queen is green. Um, but yeah, I liked it. It was slower, but I liked it. How long is the next one? The next one's probably only long because it's Narnia. Uh, Fuck it, I'll do it. It was 3 books a video. Who cares? So I read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe because the way my omnibus, I guess, is organized is instead of them being in published order, they are in timeline order. So the next one after whatever the first one was, because I don't remember, is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And it was published first, but it takes place second. So Lucy, Edmund, Susan, and Peter, in ascending order of sibling number, were sent away from London due to the air raids, and they explore the house, and Lucy finds the wardrobe, and then she meets Mr. Tumnus, but then she has to leave because Mr. Tumnus is being a terrible person. If you've seen the movies, you know the basic plot of the book. Yeah. Uh, Edmund finds Narnia next, and he meets the queen, and she wants him to bring the others. I'm just doing this for anybody who's never seen Narnia. You should see Narnia. I think they're good movies. I love those movies. In fact, we saw them for Christmas, I believe, the year that they came out. If I'm not mistaken, they were still in theaters during Christmas. We own the first one. I can't wait to read Prince Caspian because after reading this first book, what the hell is that book about? Yeah. So Lucy cries because Edmund denies going to Narnia. Peter scolds him for making Lucy cry. They go to the wardrobe to hide from the housekeeper after I believe they break a window. At least that's what happens in the movie. There are children acting a great deal more responsible, but then very childlike. I don't like that about children's books. I think that might be a lot of people's main complaint with child actors is like you've put these very emotional creatures in a very high stress environment, and yet there's like no crying or anything like that. They're just standing there blank and lifeless. Susan wants to leave. Peter is a lot meaner to Edmund in the books than he is in the movie. Like, don't get me wrong, he's pretty fucking mean to Edmund in the movie, but he's much meaner in the books. Yeah. Also, I don't think also Susan was a lot more accepting in the book than she was in the movie. Also, I don't think 1940s kids talk like this, like from London. I don't know very much about 1940s London, but I don't think the language was like that. I have no idea. And if this book was published in the 1950s, 60s, or 40s, I do apologize. It just seemed off. I don't know. I don't actually know if the author of this book had any kids. I think this book was written for his niece. I don't remember. They find the beavers. The beavers feed them and promise to take them to Aslan. Um, the Beaver says that the witch is Lilith's daughter, which, okay, bit of explanation here. In case you don't know, especially because it's not super clear in the movies, these books are a metaphor for Christianity. If you are unaware who Lilith is, she was like Adam and Eve. She was Adam's first wife, but instead of being created from a rib like Eve was, she was created from dust as well, so she wanted equality. Painting her as a witch, I take umbrage with that, but whatever. Yeah. Edmund goes to the White Witch. She's mad at him for not bringing his siblings. They go to Asman. They save Edmund. Yeah. Also, I think in the books, they imply that there are other lands besides Narnia, which I never thought about. I thought like the entire place, I guess countries and all, was Narnia, but no, there are other countries besides Narnia. That's cool. Santa finds them, Christmas or whatever. If I think okay, I've never read the Bible. I'm a terrible historian for that because you'd figure I would read the religious text given how much of history they've impacted. I have never read the Bible. I'm pretty good with a lot of the references, and I think I remember hearing once that if you like search in the Bible, there's like some reference to Santa and Christmas trees. I don't know. I know he's called Saint Nicholas. I don't know if he's an actual saint, but I mean he could be. I wouldn't know the difference. Uh, so they get to Aslan, like they actually like reach him now. No wolves, no river, just the poor. I put it's the poor man's Lord of the Rings. Um, yeah, Edmund and I think it's implied that Aslan walks on 2 feet. Like he's a lion, but he walks on 2 feet. Because in the book, like some of the art, like it's a kid's book, so the art is very childish. But he's walking on 2 feet. Really a far cry from the Irishiest American playing Aslan. That's a reference to the fact that Liam Neeson plays Aslan. And I call him the Irishiest American because in the Taken series, that's what the honest trailer guy calls him. The Irishiest American saves the world's oldest looking teenager. Um, yeah. Deep magic to save Edmund. Susan and Lucy following Aslan to the stone table. War. Fucking Aslan gets resurrected. They go and free the statues. Fight. Saving Esmond. Being king. Going home. That was ridiculous. Like, first of all, how in the hell did the movie? This is like the magic of movies. They got all of that from this 100-page book. This is the most ridiculous fucking thing ever. Actually no, it wasn't even 100 pages. It was like 81 pages. Motherfucker. That was also very fast. Um, yeah. Everyone in the book feels more cartoony. I've never read a book that feels cartoony, but this book feels cartoony. Also, I'm realizing now that because I'm facing my laptop and not my lamp, I think the blue light in my glasses is the blue light filter on my glasses reflecting it back. So, yeah. This, like the Magician's Nephew, which is what the first one is called, or the first one canonically is called, is cartoony. This shit was ridiculous. They don't read as Liam Neeson and Tilda Swinton. Like, because that's who plays Aslan and the Witch in the movie. This shit was ridiculous, man.